The Nubia Z17 Mini is a mid-range dual-camera phone made by the popular premium brand of ZTE. The phone uses the same main camera as the Ulefone Gemini Pro and Humidity Z Pro. We put the phone to the test for a couple of weeks now, and here are the results. I am Christopher for CMM, enjoy watching. The Nubia Z17 Mini has been provided to us by Trading Shenzhen. The link to the shop is located down below in the video description. The Nubia Z17 Mini doesn't pack much accessories, but there is everything you need for the start. The Z17 Mini has a matte black finish to it that has kind of a satin-like feel to it. The design is typical for a Nubia phone, with the usual red highlights like the red ring around the main camera. The rear of the phone is slightly curved. The classic Nubia home button, symbolized by a red circle that acts as a status LED, is there as well. Next to it are touch buttons, symbolized by a red dot for each. One interesting thing about these is that you can change their backlight brightness or let it change automatically depending on surrounding light. The whole body is made from metal, with the only exception being the antenna lines. With only 7.8 mm, the phone is very slim and in general is easy to use with one hand. The build quality is top notch, with no exceptions whatsoever. There are no gaps or rattling parts. The SIM tray is even with the phone's body. It takes either 2 nano SIM cards or 1 nano SIM card and 1 micro SD card. For the screen glass, Nubia used Gorilla Glass 3, and indeed, after several weeks of using the phone with no protection, there are no scratch marks yet. Fingerprints only settle slowly and are easy to remove. The Full HD in-cell LCD screen is 5.2 inches in size and operates at Full HD resolution. The picture quality is good and colors and contrast look decent. Unfortunately, it's brightness where the screen has shortcomings. Outdoor readability really isn't good under bright sunlight. The touchscreen can handle up to 10 simultaneous touches and works very well, fast and precise. The Nubia Z17 Mini is available in two versions. One packs 4GB RAM and a Snapdragon 652, the other 6GB RAM and the newer Snapdragon 653 processor. Both come with 64GB of internal memory. The 4GB version is available in some countries outside of China. The 6GB version is only available in China by now. Our review unit is a 6GB RAM unit. What we noticed is that based on our previous experiences with Snapdragon 652 powered phones, the difference between those and the Snapdragon 653 is only minimal. The user experience is just about the same, with maybe just a small tad of snappiness added. But in general, you likely won't notice any big difference. Both processors are sufficient for daily use. Playing games, even demanding titles, is possible on the Nubia Z17 Mini. On highest graphics settings there might be some minor stutter from time to time, but nothing disturbing. The phone does get warm when playing games, but never uncomfortably hot. Speed of the internal memory is satisfying. If you can live without dual SIM, you can also expand it using micro SD cards. Those reach decent speeds as well, but unfortunately cannot be used for installing applications. The Nubia Z17 Mini packs all important sensors. The gyroscope and compass both did work fine without any problems during the whole testing period. The fingerprint scanner is fast enough and unlocks the phone reliably. The Nubia Z17 Mini still runs Nubia UI 4.0, which is based on Android 6.0.1 Marshmallow, and yep, that's a shame. The security patch is dated to April 2017. We recommend you to use the global firmware provided by Nubia on their overseas website, since this one packs less bloatware and also comes with the Google Play services pre-installed. The firmware supports all languages officially supported by Android. The translations cover most parts of the system. Just here and there might be some English strings left. Nubia UI packs a heavily customized user interface. The launcher does not offer an app drawer. The notification center has been redesigned as well, but in general it works just like on stock Android. Despite not running Android Nougat, the Nubia Z17 Mini packs support for running apps in split screen mode. To enter split screen, just hold your finger on the lower screen frame and then move it upwards slightly. Another useful thing are various edge gestures. Using these, you can trigger various actions by swiping or tapping on the left or right frame of the screen. For example, this feature enables you to switch between apps without opening the app switcher. All in all, Nubia UI leaves a decent impression and runs smooth and stable, plus offers tons of customization options. In terms of mobile reception quality, the Nubia Z17 Mini does a decent job. The 4GB RAM version even offers support for LTE band 20. The Wi-Fi performance is situated within the mid-range. Next to the router, the phone reached 85 Mbits per second and 32 Mbit per second one floor below. The GPS quickly gets a fix and the signal strength looks decent. During real-life use, we haven't spotted any shortcomings. The mono speaker located down in the lower frame sounds okay and is quite loud. The headphone jack output is very decent and loud, and there is a DTS sound enhancer to improve it even more. Telephony quality is very good and understandable even in loud environments. With active LTE connection, you can also use voice over LTE, aka HD telephony. Next, let's talk about camera and start with the camera app. This one offers tons of features. Next to the normal photo mode and of course the portrait/bokeh mode, there also is a manual mode. In this one, you can not only change the white balance and ISO value, but also adjust exposure time, which is useful when taking night shots. There even is a feature that lets you manually adjust the focus. There even is edge detection, which highlights contours in red to tell you once you hit the sweet spot with the focus. Very interesting as well are the additional modes accessible under Camera Family. Here you will find tons of special modes to take pictures under various circumstances or with various effects. For example, there are modes for long exposure or light drawings. For each mode, there are examples and tips on how to use it. The dual camera on the phone's rear is based on the same sensors as the main cameras of the Nubia Z Pro or the Ulefone Gemini Pro. Two Sony IMX258 sensors with 13 megapixel resolution and f2.2 aperture. One sensor does color shots, the other one black and white shots. Of course, Nubia managed to optimize the camera more, so you get better results here. At daylight, you can take decent pictures that offer good colors. Still, the camera is far from being perfect and mid-range at its best. The dynamic range often could be better, and especially on landscape shots, we often miss detail. Grass or trees often look unsharp or mushy since the camera just doesn't capture enough detail to show single leaves on a greater distance. At night, the camera is pretty much unusable. It generates tons of noise which the software tries to hide, but that results in unsharp or mushy looking pictures. The results actually are close to being unusable, which is extremely disappointing since it makes all the low light features of the camera software useless. The single LED flash, by the way, isn't of much help. It's just not very bright and only good for close-up pictures. The bokeh mode does work halfway decent, but don't expect results of a high-end phone. The distance to the foreground object should be rather short, and the object shouldn't have overly complicated contours. Often, the bokeh effect does look unrealistic since it is too intense. You can improve this by switching to manual aperture control, which is a great way to control the bokeh intensity and make pictures look more realistic. The main camera, of course, can record videos with up to 4K resolution, and the video quality is quite good. What's missing though is image stabilization. Audio quality of videos is great, and the phone does an awesome job filtering out unwanted noise, like for example wind. Selfie fans will love the 16 megapixels front camera. This one takes very sharp and detailed shots. The only downside is that there is only a fixed focus. Videos can be recorded with up to Full HD and do look decent. Despite the 2950 mAh battery and a special power-saving technology called Neo Power, we haven't been satisfied with the battery life at all. On average, the phone scored around 5 hours of screen-on time, which for power users is enough to barely get through a day, but not through the evening or even in the night. Charging the battery from 20 to 100% takes 2 hours. Verdict: the Nubia Z17 Mini in the 4GB RAM version is an interesting offering at around $240. There aren't many phones out there in this price range which do offer a halfway decent dual camera. But the Nubia Z17 Mini does exactly that. However, we wouldn't recommend the 6GB RAM version, not only because of the missing band 20 LTE, but also because of the higher price tag, which we believe is a bit too high considering the overall mediocre main camera and battery life. So that's all for this video review. A shop link and more information is located down in the video description. I was Christopher for CMM, thanks for watching and see you in the next one.